Hey, it's Colleen with Rope and Resellers, and here's my weekly update for what I sold on eBay for September 25th through October 1st, 2017.
Okay, so not a ton to report on this week. High dollar items, but not very many of them. Well, not as many as usual. So this is a B. Claban mug. I used to do really well with him and his stuff. Um, they're, the mugs are made in England. It says $1.80. That's the original price, I guess. Anyway, I have a bunch of these mugs, and I haven't really been motivated to list them. I love them, but I grew up in the 80s, so they're near and dear. Plus, he also lived in a town near where I grew up. So anyway, sold for $18.59. I paid 50 cents for this at a thrift store, $6.42 for eBay, PayPal, and shipping fees for a total profit of $11.67, and it took 8 months to sell. This was a polo shirt, just Ralph Lauren. He did have his name printed on the inside, and there was this spot. And then, this is an interesting story. As I was packaging, and it was late at night, there was a stain on the cuff, and I didn't even see it when I took photographs, when I inspected it. I got this from the consignment store, but I believe it was on the left cuff, and I never saw it until I was packaging it, and I know I didn't do it, so I think it was there because it looked like it had been washed before. Anyway, I notified the guy. I said, "Hey, I just found this. I was wrapping it up, and I noticed that there's a spot on the cuff." And I sent him a picture, and he started. The first email said, "Hey, how about free shipping?" Then he goes, "Oh, wait, this is free shipping." He said, "Well, if I have any problem with it, I can return it, right?" And I go, "Yeah, no problem. And in fact, here's a little tip. Just write item not as described, and they'll either mail it. I'll pay to mail it back, or I don't know what I have it set at as far as, or you can keep the item if you don't care for it, and I'll give you a full refund, just because I'd rather be upfront and proactive about stuff like that." Anyway, it sold for $13.94. It really wasn't very much money because of the stain on the collar. I paid $1 for everything out of the consignment bag. $6 was my shipping, eBay, and PayPal fees for a total profit of $6.94, and it took 2 weeks to sell. All right, this is a rain spooner. You've heard about them, you've read about them, and here is one. This is I picked this up at the bins in Burlingame in California earlier in the summer. I don't know why this is so slow loading, but they're these little bobblehead guys. It was pretty cute, and I grabbed it, and I thought, oh, well, if nothing else, my husband will like it. But then I looked and saw how much it was, because I sort of forgot the whole rain spooner thing, and it had really cute buttons, and it's not cooperating with me for today for some reason. It just keeps showing the wrong thing. Anyway, this is that's the label for the Major League Baseball one. I think they all look a little different. Usually it's Disney that does really well. The guy offered me $80, an offer of $80, and I took it. I paid $1 for it at the bins, $14.41 for shipping and fees, for a total profit of $64.59, and it took a month to sell. I'm sure it probably would have sold for more, but I'm not here to keep stuff. So Millefiore paperweight. It was vintage. It came out of an estate. Actually, no, I didn't pay that much for it. $19.99 is what it sold for. I paid $2 for it, and it was part of a big auction lot. This was years ago when I first sort of started getting more serious about eBay. So I've had this around for a while. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you how long the other ones were around. $5.48 for shipping and fees, for a total profit of $12.51, and it took a year to sell. I had this in my antique booth for a while, and I think I actually had it listed another time with other pictures, and it didn't sell. The rain spooner, I did say, it took a month. The polo took 2 weeks, so it didn't really take that long for that to sell. And then the mug took 8 months. Moving on, kind of scatterbrained. Sorry about that. Charades. It is Halloween coming up. People are looking for costumes. Here is the tag. It is a colonial lady costume. It was size small, but I took a chance. Sold it for $19.99, and they paid shipping, so I collected $25.74. Paid $1 for this at Goodwill on their dollar day. $8.49 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $16.25, and it only took 2 days to sell. So people are jumping on. The adult costumes are kind of, I used to sell a lot of kids' costumes, but that market's flooded. And I feel like the quality adult ones of good brands, Spirit's kind of okay, but Charades, Vintage Rubies is good. Those are ones that I usually pick up if I can get them cheap enough. Next is a Polo Ralph Lauren green striped pullover. It's a boy's size, 14-16, but I suppose a small woman could probably wear it, but I don't know why they would. Anyway, it sold for $15.80. I paid $1 for this at the Goodwill on dollar days. $6 for shipping and fees. $8.80 was my total profit on that, and it took only a week to sell. This is something that I've had around for a long time, and you can tell by the poor lighting that this is not a good photo. This is a Santa suit. I actually had it in my booth for a while, so I know it's been floating around my house and stuff for a while. It's vintage, and it definitely had some love to it, and I don't know about the beard thing. Anyway, and it had some condition issues. These go over your shoes, so they look like boots. Anyway, I sold it for $32.54. I paid $10 for this. So this is back when I had a booth, and I thought for sure I could get, $40 for it or $35 for it in the booth, and it just never sold. I had it out for 2 Christmases, so I listed it on eBay. $13.44 for shipping and fees because I paid the shipping, and it was sort of expensive to ship. So my actual profit on this was only $9.10, and it took a year and 11 months to sell. So I don't buy those anymore. Burberry, this was a score. I love me some Burberry. So if you see this plaid, get excited and then look really carefully because they are faked quite a bit. All the plaids should line up. I probably have some close-ups of this is a trademark where they have the size tag in the pocket. Sometimes the little guy is facing the other direction to the right. It's the lettering. It's more than anything, when you pick it up, because you're like, whoa, this is really heavy. And then you look at the quality of the materials and that the plaids line up. It did have a little stain. Then you're probably onto a real Burberry. I didn't have it authenticated. I probably could have gotten more money. eBay just started an authentication program, and there are other outfits that are out there, organizations that are providing authenticity. I chose not to. I took a chance. It still sold for $130.19. They paid shipping, so it was $142.96 collected total. Okay, here's the best part. I picked this up at a church rummage sale for $3. So my total cost for fees and shipping was $30.87. My total profit was $109.09, and it took 4 months to sell. This is Christofle, which is a high-end French brand of flatware. There is what you're looking for. So France has a silver plate, so they have different stamps for that, but there's Christofle, their stamp. This is on this sort of this part of this is an asparagus. I know, right? Asparagus? Really? You need a special server for asparagus? But yes, it's not a tomato one, which is what I thought it was at first, and I looked it up. And I picked it up at an estate sale. It sold for $129.99. They paid shipping, so $133.31. $2 is what I paid for this in a box lot at an estate sale. I got a bunch of other stuff, and this is kind of what everything averaged out to be. So $23.17 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $108.14, and it took 4 months to sell. Now I was like, wow, this doesn't look very shiny or nice right now. So I polished it, which now I fully regret doing that. I know how to polish silver, but it's not a professional polish, and I didn't realize I had unpolished in my title as the description. Either they'll be delighted that it's polished for them, or they'll be really mad at me because I polished something unprofessionally. And when you're talking about this kind of money, well, I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. But that was one of my great sales this week. And the last thing that sold was this handheld game. I do not pick these up anymore. This one was, I don't know what it was. Oh, slots. It was fun to play, but these used to sell a lot better. They would, I think, senior homes or something, they were trying to get them into doing stuff like this. I don't know. They sold really well about 5 years ago, but now I never pick them up. They don't sell very well. $9.29 is what it sold for. They paid shipping, so it was $12.06 total. And that's what I collected. I paid $1 for this. Yeah, I know. And $4.52 for shipping and fees for a total profit of $6.54. It took 3 years to sell. Yeah, it took a while. Okay, so looking at the numbers, $430.33 for all the items. Oh, and I had a return. Some Danskos I sold a couple weeks ago. They were slip-on, black slip-on. She just they didn't fit her, or she didn't, I think, yeah, she said they didn't fit her. So she paid return shipping. $39.99 is what I refunded her. So I didn't have to pay for return shipping because she paid for that. So my total profits, including that return, $430.33. I collected $454.94. My total cost of goods for 10 items, $22.50, so about $225 a piece. $118.80 in shipping and fees for a total profit in the week, $331.64. So pretty good. Better than my $200. I like to do a little bit more this time of year. Now we're just tipping into Q4. So hopefully I'll be able to do like $500 a week coming up here pretty soon, but I have taken on another part-time job, so my listing time was limited. Anyway, always an excuse, but really you can work till midnight, right? How much sleep do we need? Amazon merch. I sold 18 shirts this week for $102.35. So my total profit in my e-commerce adventure, $433.99.
Okay, so a couple of really great high dollar items that I sold. That's the only thing that saved me this week was I sold 2 things over $100, and that really helped. And then because I only sold 10 things. Amazon's starting to have an impact on my final dollar value. I don't know if that's just because it's that time of year. And I have some Halloween shirts up, so that's making a difference, but I'm grateful. It's good to not count on one platform, but to spread yourself around and have lots of backup plans. So, yeah, I'm grateful. I did go to an estate sale, and I don't do haul videos because I don't believe in the potential of selling and sharing that. I want to share what I actually sold because sometimes stuff doesn't sell, or sometimes stuff doesn't sell for like 3 years. I know people sell stuff through YouTube, but that's not really me. My tip for the week is to turn on auto returns. So both of the returns I had this month, both were shoes, I believe. They came back, and all I got was an email that said, this has been returned, or it's in the process. They've opened a case to return it. It's not a case or something. They've opened a return claim, and we'll let you know when they ship it. And it's super easy. I don't have to go in and say, yes, I'll return it, because I have a 100% return policy, and I think I have it for 90 days, which is the most. But honestly, I would take back anything, anytime, because it's just the cost of doing business. And I just looked at my return rate. It's less than 2%. I had a lot this month. I honestly, I've been selling a lot of clothing, and I've been listing a lot of clothing. It's not my favorite, but now the estate sale sort of season, if you want to call it that around here, is in the fall. They try not to do it when they're going to be competing with garage sales. And I don't know if that's just when families deal with that kind of thing, try to get grandma moved before the winter, but I now am starting to get into the stuff that I love more, the vintage toys and kind of collectibles. I found a VCR DVD recorders and players. So these are the high ticket items. I might pay a little bit more for them. I'll be able to make a lot more money. So I'm shooting for making, $40 or $50 on things rather than $5 or $10. No, after fees and everything, I make $5 or $10 on stuff. That's what's your time worth? But sometimes it's all you can find. So turn on automatic returns. It's super easy if you're doing it anyway. And I think eBay and the customers are going to be a lot happier with us if we go that route. There's no reason to not take returns. If you believe in the items that you sell, you should be confident that you could resell it if it comes back to you. Anyway, I hope you have a good week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.